Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about Velma because you know how I told you not to hate watch this show? You didn't listen. You didn't listen. Now Velma is just behind Wednesday in terms of the top streaming shows for the week because of all the bad press. Way to go.
Again, Warner Brothers is fine with being the worst.
They're fine with it.
Because it gets them just as many hits as being the best. If you're in the middle, you get lost.
Yeah, a view is a view is a view. I mean, Dark Horizons has it. Velma Backlash draws major eyeballs because, again, people were hate watching it. They wanted to see just how bad this show actually was. And congratulations, they're going to be like, hot damn, we got a hit. We got a hit, even though it is the worst rated animated show in the history of IMDB. Everybody hates it. Everybody hates the show, but they're all watching it. And they hate themselves for watching it. And they hate themselves in the morning after they watched it.
They wish they could unsee it.
They wish they could unsee it. There are shows and movies out there I wish I could unsee, especially bad sequels that ruin the original. Wreck-It Ralph 2 is at the top of my list for movies I wish I could unsee.
Disney sequel trilogy to Disney or to Star Wars.
Yeah, for sure. So let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, over 289, almost 290,000. We're just a couple away. So hit the subscribe button, please. Greatly appreciated. This is coming from The Wrap, and then we'll talk about just how bad Velma is getting pummeled here. Basically, we'll skip down here. Wednesday is the only thing that's more popular than Velma right now.
Velma's listed in the outstanding or exceptional category, and Last of Us is below it.
Yeah, it's beating The Last of Us, which has gotten a lot of pretty
Willow's
positive.
an outstanding, so I question these analytics to begin with.
National Treasures all the way down here.
I heard that was really dog shit, and it has bad reviews, so that's okay.
Does that surprise anybody? Does that surprise
So
you?
how many of these are real views?
I don't know. Velma's number 2, by the way, because that's appropriate. It's appropriate. Anyway, Netflix's Wednesday continues to lead overall audience interest. So this is, you got to realize, the streaming services aren't transparent with their numbers. This is a guesstimate based on audience interest and what they can gauge from it. But yeah, the show is getting a lot of views.
I also want to point out, though, because this is an outside analytics source, there's nothing saying that these places, these streaming services, especially on shows that have very little buzz or that people actively do not like, there's nothing saying that they couldn't have a place like in India or China or someplace like that they're just cranking out views, and it would show up to these analytics sites as an actual view. I'm not saying that's what's going on, but sometimes I've seen these shows with these massive view count. I'm like, there's no way.
Yeah, in this case,
I think I believe it in this case.
I believe it for a number of reasons. One, there has been a lot of talk about just how awful this was. If nobody was talking about it, it would have just disappeared.
I was thinking more than National Treasure, but yes.
Oh yeah, National Treasure. But the promotional push for Velma has been ungodly. Like, I mean, we're talking YouTube ads, ads on freaking Hulu. You go to HBO Max, the home screen, it's right there. Like, Velma's right there. And again, I wonder how many adults are going to put it on for their kids thinking it's another Scooby-Doo cartoon,
Yeah.
And it opens with naked teenagers. And yeah, so anyway, here's from The Wrap. As much as people may love to hate both the show and Mindy Kaling, HBO Max's Velma saw a whopping 127% increase in demand and rose up to take second place on this week's ranking of the most in-demand new shows. According to Pair Analytics, only Wednesday is doing better. The animated series has been on the receiving end of a barrage of hate for the character and the storyline. Despite all of this, or because of it, Velma has managed to draw a lot of audience attention in the US this week with 37.3 times more demand than the average series. Congratulations!
We're gonna get more of this shit.
Congratulations. Now, there already is a second season in production, right?
Well, I think it was already greenlit before. Anyway.
Yeah, but we might get 3 or 4 more seasons as dog shit. Who knows? It's been an interesting week for HBO. 2 big IPs, 2 new shows with each having a vastly different reception. The Last of Us premiered on January 15th and received critical acclaim, saw a 57% increase in demand and rose up to take 3rd place. Meanwhile, the streaming original series Velma, based loosely on Scooby-Doo, managed to keep enough eyeballs to dominate audience attention this week. That's not to say that The Last of Us doesn't have that much of an audience reach. I'm hearing a lot more people talk positively about that than Velma. As is the case with most shows that follow a weekly episodic release schedule, we're likely to see demand for the series increase over the next few weeks. So Dark Horizons has it. Velma Backlash draws major eyeballs. Again, congratulations. Critics have been tepid. The audience polls would suggest people outright loathe it, with only a 6% approval rating from nearly 10,000 users on Rotten Tomatoes. Its 1.3 out of 10 score from over 50,000 ratings on IMDb would seem to concur. That's reportedly the worst score ever for an animated series on the site.
Even outlets that normally love this kind of diversity stuff, they're all hating it.
Yeah. What about the actual views? They said that, it's going through the roof. Now, it is currently the worst rated animated show in the history of IMDb. That is absolutely bonkers. It's the worst animated series of all time on IMDb and the third worst rated show ever, behind a docu-series about a footballer, Paul Pogba, called The Pogmentary, and İşte Benim Masalım, a Turkish musical series about a teen star.
Oh.
And I'm sure they'll probably make jokes about that, when this show gets its, renewal for another 10 seasons because of this. Velma has received some praise for its humor, casting, and animation. It's been heavily criticized by Scooby-Doo fans and literally everybody.
Yeah.
People have slated Velma for its tone and for failing to capture the essence of Velma, Fred, Daphne, and Shaggy. Fans are angry Scooby-Doo doesn't star in the show at all. Thank God.
That's a win, actually.
The team behind Velma are yet to respond to the backlash. We shall update you if they do. No, they're not. They won't.
They're smart enough to keep their mouths shut.
That is true, because if they were out there, running at the mouth on Twitter, I think things would go a little bit differently. Mm-hmm. But there it is, guys. I don't even know what to say at this point. You hate watched, and there it is. Mm-hmm. I can't wrap my head around it. So this thing will probably get renewed for another multiple seasons.
Yeah.
Because they don't care. They don't care.
All they see is that you're watching it and they're getting money.
Yes, they don't care why you're watching it. All they care about is you're watching it. And they can brag about those numbers to advertisers, and they can sell advertising and be like, people effing hate this show. Let's put your Gillette ads on here. Let's put your McDonald's ads on here because people are watching it. Oh, Velma makes me so angry. I gotta freaking shave and eat a Big Mac. So, and protest. They might even play along and put doofy ass commercials on there that kind of play into the whole mentality. Who knows? But they won.
Yeah.
They won. So House wins again. We're gonna wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.